Hey guys, we have a special guest here. This is my puppy Cora. She's a very good girl, as you are. Okay. So today we're gonna continue with our factoring lessons. And this is gonna be the last solitary skill that we do. Here you go, good girl. And this is something called the difference of squares. And what we say, right, difference, that means it has to be subtraction. And squares is going to mean we need two perfect squares. And this is going to be the skill that we're going to deal with if there's only two terms. All right, so it needs to be two terms. And it needs to be subtraction. And that's the only way we can use this. If there's two terms and it's subtraction. So let's look at an example. Let's say I have something like 9x squared minus 49. All right, two terms, the 9x squared and the 49, and it's subtraction, so I can use my difference of squares. Now, if you wanted to use the skills that we've been doing before, what you could do is write this as three terms, and then we'd have a middle term, the b term, be 0x. But there's actually an easier way to do this. So we're going to break this up into our two parentheses being multiplied. We're going to have the square root of this. And when I say square root, what I mean is that what times itself is going to get us 9x squared. And that's going to be 3x, right? Because 3 times 3 is 9, and x times x is x squared. And 3x is going to be the beginning of both of these. And then, what's the square root of that? Square root of 49 is 7. That's going to be our second part of both parentheses. One of them is going to be plus. One of them is going to be minus. All right? The reason this only ends up two terms is because since we have the same thing but opposite sides, what happens is when I multiply these out, the middle two terms are going to cancel out, right? 3x times 3x is 9x squared. 3x times minus 7 is negative 21x. 7 times 3x is plus 21x. Those two middle terms cancel out. And 7 times negative 7 is negative 49. We'll do a few more. We'll call this example 58. Let's say we have n squared minus 36. All right, we're going to factor this. We're going to end up with our two parentheses. This is our easiest skill of our 3 or 4 skills that we've learned. Square root of that, what times itself is n squared? Well, that's just n. Square root of that, what times itself is 36? That's just 6. One of them plus, one of them minus. Again, this only works if we have two terms and subtraction. Let's try one more. Example, squiggles, squiggles. Let's go with 81 a squared minus 100b squared. Two terms and subtraction, so we're going to use the difference of squares. What times itself equals that? Well, 9 times 9 is 81. A times A is A squared, so that's 9A. What times itself equals 100B squared? 10 times 10 is 100, and B times B is B squared, so that's 10B. One of them plus, one of them minus. And that's really all there is. Pretty easy, especially compared to some of the other skills. If you need any help, just ask. This next assignment, after this, we're going to put all of our skills together and we'll do a couple different assignments doing that. All right. Have a wonderful rest of your week. Peace out.